Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been very interesting to play against him, since we have different strengths. Jan is somebody who plays very quickly. Is extremely strong at tactics, can be very strong even in simple positions where you can just spot some little tactics. But he has a problem that he can play a little bit too superficially and lose focus. But yeah, certainly for me, it's been very interesting to play him for many years, since he's somebody who can definitely outplay me. He cannot always convert. That's not necessarily his strongest suit, but certainly, yeah, it's always been an interesting clash of styles there. When we've played, and I would say that when he's inspired, he can play extremely well. So we would have these training sessions where one day he would feel great and he would have a slight edge, or we'd be equal, and then on another day he wouldn't be in top shape, and I would win 7-8 games in a row. So he's very much a player who's very influenced, or at least used to be very influenced by his mood on that particular day, and that's kind of what's been setting him back more than pure chess talent. And I remember I've known him for many years, and he couldn't sort of quite understand why he wasn't playing in the best tournaments, let's say 6-7 years ago, why he wasn't consistently playing them. And I said that it's because you cannot maintain focus. I mean, you should be one of the best players in the world, but it's all up to you. Like that's what it is. It's his highest level was certainly already then more than good enough to play these tournaments, and I'm very happy for him that he's sort of figured things out. And the reason why he's leading this tournament is because he is one of the most talented players of this generation, without a doubt.
That's actually very insightful, because when you've got this kind of talent and this kind of, just his style of play, just aggressive, combative, very tricky, and plays very fast. But when so much of it depends on your frame of mind or your mood, as you're saying, Magnus, it could come in the way of being inconsistent, or that stability. And very often we've seen it in the tour as well. Several times, if you need just to draw to qualify, or to be solid in moments where you need to be solid, you very often just take the most risky decisions because it's just not part of your style. Do you think inconsistency and stability becomes a problem when your strength sort of depends on how you're feeling on that particular day?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's been proven in chess again and again that being consistent and raising your floor is just as important as raising your ceiling. And that's the only real reason why Jan is not in this position in almost every tournament, is that his floor is still very low.
That's a really good way of putting it, actually, the floor and the ceiling.
David, go on.
No, I was just going to say that's a good way of looking at it, the floor and the ceiling, as to approaching that consistency. Sometimes it seems to click in a player's life, and maybe right now Jan's in a good place, and maybe that's why he's been a bit more consistent over recent years. Or do you think he's actually worked on that consistency?
No, I think it's a bit of both.
Bit of both.
Yeah.
I was going to say that when I think of Jan's style of play, the other player who comes to my mind is his other friend, Daniil Dubov, and he's also someone you worked with. Both of them have this very clear path. They always choose the more tricky option, the more aggressive play, the more attacking way of approaching a position. You've also worked with Daniil Dubov as well. Do you think it's accurate to compare their styles, or?
I think they're a little bit similar, but they're very different in that Jan is he's sort of a gamer by heart, and Daniil is more of a scientific type. He can be a gambler, but he's so creative and sort of more research-minded than Jan is. So I think philosophically they're very, very different, even though there are certainly similarities in style.
I think that's underestimated, right? How much Dubov does research some of his creative ideas and how much thought's put into.
Yeah, but it's no secret that he was mentored by Mirosevic, and he is really the heir to Mirosevic in that style. And people, I think, didn't grasp that completely with Mirosevic either, like how much you need to actually work in able to make your bizarre ideas work. So yeah, I think that's the comparison that people make, and I think it's apt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now the other very talented and very strong youngster from Russia, Artemiev, who you will be playing tonight, Magnus, after we're done with the commentary here. Completely a different style of play from Jan and Dubov, but a very, very strong player. What are your thoughts on your death match against him tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I cannot say that I'm 100% looking forward to it, because he's very, very strong. And as you said, Artemiev's style is different. He's also somebody, I think, who's never been very strong in the opening phase. I think he also, I don't know how much he's worked with other people there or worked with other people in general. But in terms of sort of strategic positional talent, he's right up there with the best of his generation, and that's why he's extremely strong at faster time controls, since he has such a good feeling for where the pieces should go.